Hello guys, my name is Preet Varmora, founder of Abhiyanta community and also Chief Technical Officer of the community. And I am welcoming you all to attend this workshop that is uh, uh, delivered by Kathan Shah, which is who is student of Dharamsi Desai University, uh, studying in the fourth year of the BTech Electronics and Communication branch. So yeah, I think Kathan can introduce himself more better than
Yeah,
me. So yeah,
thank you, Preet
right,
bhai.
Kathan, you can tell something about your project and over to you, Kathan. You can
Okay,
start your delivery.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Preet bhai. So, hello everyone. My name is Kathan Shah, and today I am telling you or sharing with you some of the basics knowledge of image processing with OpenCV and using Python. So, I will tell you first these three words: image processing, OpenCV, and Python. So, let's get started. So, everyone ready? Just confirm. So,
Yes.
am I audible? Okay. Thank you. So, this image processing is basically the subset of a computer vision. So, what is a computer vision? As we know, the our in human vision we see using our eyes. Okay, we interpret something in the real world. So, like something like that, computer also have a vision that has these several of parts, like where it used in a robotics. It uses for the uh, acquisition of data in the environment, like objects detection and other things. Like you have seen that in a uh, ima- imaging center, when you pass on that coil, you that medical processing. Okay, that there also use in neurobiology. It also use the computer vision techniques, also signal processing, and it is a vast domain, you know that. Also you have seen that currently the Tesla car, okay, they use the lidar for the uh, analysis of environment, what happening around, and which car go passing by. Okay, so this is the application of computer vision. So you know that why it important to learn in this technology field. Okay, so now I am going to tell you how computer vision works. So basically, we take an image from a real world, from a sensor, from a camera, or a lidar, or any 3D sensor. Okay, which can take a input, and then it stored in a any computer or any storing device like phone or a laptop or any pen drive. Okay, so it basically stored image in some digitized format. We are in furthermore we I'll introduce that what the formats are available, and that images will process down in a low level information, like uh, just like we are seeing one image, and then uh, we want some enhanced image, like what exactly in the image we want to know. That basically called as a image processing. We do process on the image. Okay, and then we do the some symbolic representation or some taking a decision. Okay, so this whole map is all about the computer vision. Then, and the middle part is called the image processing. That's why I am telling you that image processing is a subset of a computer vision. Okay, so how computer vision and image processing are different? As I tell you that computer vision is a thing that uh, you see a image, or you read a image, then you interpret something. What's in the image? Is it a tree? Is it an apple? Is it a car? What thing around? What's in the image? Okay, that call a computer vision. You think, means the computer thinks what is the image. It includes the artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning stuff. Okay, and the image processing is basically the enhancing the image. That's how these two words differs. I hope everyone got the idea about image processing. Okay, So now we'll discuss about how we can do this image processing in the computer or the programming interface. Okay, so now we are going to introduce about the Python, which is a high level language uh, for a programming. It uses everywhere, almost everywhere. uh, Whatever you see around yourself, you see the Python is using. Okay, but generally the in a hardware level the C is implementing. So how this communication happens? Well, Python is for a computation purpose, faster computation, deep learning, machine learning stuff, this image processing. At the processor level, what happens? These compilers are available like C Python. It basically converts or compile code into the C language. The JPython, Stackless Python, this several of compilers and interpreters available, which we call as the Python flavors. Okay, we are not going into deep, but this is just for kind of information. You know that at the low level what thing happening. Okay, then what is a Python distribution? Python is a open source. You all know that. So uh, eh, for doing this image processing for array manipulation, you have seen that there is a several of packages like NumPy, Pandas, or for machine learning there is on deep learning there is a TensorFlow, Keras available on the open source community. Okay, so this Anaconda is the Python distribution uh, for this Python and the R language. But this Anaconda is a big giant for this Python distribution. Like it having a several of packages available in the servers and different IDs available. So the Miniconda is a basic mini version of this Anaconda. It having a very less amount of packages, and the Conda. Conda is a basically package manager. Okay, I also provide you in this installation guide. You have used that Conda. Okay, it also create a virtual environment where you can store your dependencies, your libraries, so it not merge with the different other libraries. Okay, so here in this workshop I'll be using Spider ID. Why I choose that? First I'll tell you that it having a IPython console and it having a variable explorer, because in image processing we deals with the matrix arrays. Okay, so we need to continuously observe the what the size of array, what the values in that array, how it what is the 3D dimension. Okay, so if you use a Visual Studio, they don't have a variable explorer. Okay, but you can see with the console, but that's the somewhat hectic process for debugging. Right? You can use any IDE which you are available. And first, what is the IDE? IDE is the integrated development environment. It provides the uh, console, it provides the code editor. You can explore the files different available. So it is basically for the developer purpose. You can do much with this IDE. And the Spider integrates this several of packages: NumPy, SciPy, Matplotlib, and these C Python packages. Okay, so that's all about the what is image processing and what how to do image processing with using Python. And okay, so now we are moving on to the OpenCV. Instead of moving direct to the OpenCV, what is happening around? First, I like to know you guys, whoever register for the hands-on workshop, you have installed the these IDs or libraries. Just want to know. We are taking the any. Uh, if you got any error, just tell us. We'll solve that.
Yes, but actually, I don't know how to implement step 11.
Okay, just open me that. This one. Hello.
Yes, Bhaiya.
Okay. Uh, you have installed the Spider, right?
Yes, I have installed.
So just open that spider, and when you see the IPython console at the right hand bottom of right hand side, you type these commands: import numpy, import cv2. Okay, let me show you that. Just a minute. I'm opening the spider. Yeah, you got this type of, okay, you got something other version, spider 5. Okay, so just type here this IPython console, import numpy. Okay, just like that I have mentioned in this file. Okay, Krutat.
Okay, Bhaiya.
Okay, then let me know if any
Yeah, actually, I am not getting that last three commands which I have to enter. NumPy dot version. That all.
it basically to check which version of numpy is available. Okay.
Oh.
Huh.
Okay.
Just if you ignore these two commands, it's okay. Just check the cv2 version. If you got a latest version, then it's okay. I preferred that. That's why. Anyone having error, just let me know.
But yeah, I am getting the output like module cv2.cv2 has no attribute version.
cv2. Okay. So you have not installed this pip install OpenCV
No, I have installed that. I have followed all the steps.
In which environment you are? Can you tell?
Spider.
No, not that. Just a minute. Just like you open terminal CMD, then you take this.
I guess there are two underscores in the CV2 underscore version like that. If you are using a single one, that could be a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Now it's 4.4.2.
Okay, that's good. Anyone other having
Okay.
error or that something? Yeah, any language are good to go. No restriction. Okay. If you are using Linux, then it's the simple process. These commands. Okay. I'll wait for 5 minutes. If anyone don't have error, then we'll move on to the OpenCV. Okay, then I guess you have installed at your local PC or computer. Then we are good to go. Now onwards, I'll demonstrate the Python codes, and you also demonstrate at your end. We have provided that GitHub repository. Okay. First, you download that repository from here. When you open this, you see something like that. and download the zip file and place it where you want. Okay, is it okay, everyone? Can anyone respond?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Okay, now we'll move on to the OpenCV. So for image processing, there is a server of libraries like this OpenCV, which is Open Computer Vision. It is open source library, and there is a other also library like you can use Octave, you can use Pandas, you can use a Matplotlib. Also, the for deep learning with this image processing, you can use a TensorFlow and the Keras libraries. But for simplicity, for the basics of this image processing, we use this OpenCV library. Now let's get started. So as I tell you earlier, the image is basically formed in a digitized format. So what the format means, it's stored in a 3 channel. R means red, G means green, B means blue. RGB is stored in a 3-layer matrix. You can see the original color image here. Okay, it having a 5 length, width, 5 length and 10 is a width. So this image is being formed of these 3 layers RGB. When these 3 layer merge, the whole image being stored in a computer or any machine. So it stored single pixel, this value RGB, and what is the range of this pixel? 0 to 255, means 8 bit you can say, 2 raised to 8. And can anyone tell that what is the value of RGB in white? I have written here. Hello. Okay. On. So the white means you have all colors. So R means maximum of red, maximum of green, maximum of blue. This will form a white color. So you can say the maximum of each pixel range will form a white color, and the minimum of each range will form a black color. So mean it nothing have in that pixel. Okay, black color. So, another is a grayscale image. First we see that RGB scale. Now we move on to the grayscale. Grayscale is a single channel image. It basically converts the RGB image or whatever the channel of that image is, convert into single image formation. It converts each pixel into the single value in between 0 to 255. If you have a 0 value at any pixel, you can say it having a higher gray value, more dark higher gray scale. Okay, and it is a single channel. In a RGB, it having a 3-channel formation. And now this HSV is normally not used, but for the special cases like for extracting the color, which color in the image you want to see, or if you want to track a particular object, like you want to track a blue color in a multiple variants of color, how you can do that? If you do in this grayscale image, you can do that because it converts in the same grayscale format. Okay, in HSV you can see the different colors formation. Like this HSV refers to the hue, saturation and value. This hue basically tells us the which color you want to know, like red, blue, yellow in a primary circle, you know that, and the secondary orange, green and violet available. So it tells us, you can see there is a cylinder available. The hue value is a angle in that, so it tells the which color you want to represent. In especially the OpenCV, we have 180 hue values starting from 0 to 179. Okay, in different libraries you have different range available. Okay, this what the saturation tells us. It tells us the purity of a color intensity. Like if you increase the saturation, the color uh, purity increase. You see that the at the center it having a white color, so it having less saturation, so it tells us the white color. And if you got higher saturation, it the color got darker. Okay, just like that. And the vertical value, which is the value, uh, name itself value, it tells us the darkness or a brightness. If you add the bottom of value, you see the whole cylinder at the bottom is making a black circle like. Okay, the darkness it represents. As the value increases, the brightness increases, like that. So this saturation and the brightness, how it relates. uh, when you increase the saturation, you increase the purity of a color, you increase the intensity of a color. And when you increase the value, you increase the lightness. Okay, we'll see its demonstration in this. Okay, now move on to the spider id. Here I have opened the spider id. Now as I have provided you that codes, you open at your end. Okay, now this is the code. Okay, so let's see the implementation, how we can read the image in different color space and plot it with this environment of IDE. First you need to import this CV2 and matplotlib. Okay, then here everyone has a different address. Okay, where your image saved, so you need to pass this image address here. Then this cv2.imread is basically used for the reading purpose, via image reading. And you can read an image in different, at the start you can read an image in a different formats, like a color format or a grayscale. Okay, now I am reading this image into the color format. So when I read this image, usually what we know, it read in the RGB format, but in OpenCV there is a one ambiguity, like it reads in a BGR format, just a inversion of RGB. Okay, it is in by default format. So we can do that, anything we can do for converting its BGR into RGB. How we can do that? How we can change the color format using this cv2.cvt color. Okay, CVT means convert color. Which image you want to convert, you just passed here, and which format you want to convert. Here I have passed like BGR to RGB. This line will convert BGR format image into the RGB. Okay, then this will convert into the gray, just like that. Here convert into HSV. Let's see first demonstration of it. You can see these three images. Okay, so you can see the first image is original image. It is the basic OpenCV logo. There is a content RGB, you read in a RGB format. When you plot it with cv2.imshow, it basically used for the plotting of images. First you need to pass the window name, and then you need to pass that matrix or array, 3D array, which image you want to plot. Okay, you can see this will display this image, and this is a grayscale image. It grayscale means it having only the one channel. You can see at the bottom of it L255 or 0, it only changed to 0 and 255. Okay, see, and different images, it doesn't have the 3 channel. In RGB you can see RGB 3 color space available. In HSV this cv2.imshow plotter doesn't show you HSV. It by default show the RGB format, because it doesn't understand the what's the HSV plotting function. Okay, so you Then let me
Bhaiya,
yes, yeah,
yeah, have you opened that all three images?
yeah. This first you read the image, enter the address of your image at your local PC, like your home folder name and your folder name and the image name. Then you need to
Okay.
do this reading stuff, and for plotting of image you need to do this cv2.imshow. Okay. First you need to pass this window name and then the image which you want to show. I have plotted these three images: BGR to RGB, BGR to gray, and BGR to HSV. You did not write to anything. I have provided that code. Just change here the address. Okay. If you are using a
Okay.
uh, Windows, then you can't. You need to pass something like this double slash. I have seen that error. If you don't have another, then just follow this. Otherwise, try that. Okay. So I hope everyone trying at their end. So this as I tell, by default it read the BGR image, but this cv2.im show, when we plot this BGR image, it doesn't show the BGR image. It converts again into the RGB format. Okay, so you know that, uh, you that note that, and sometime this cv2.im show is making pop-up window. Okay, this type of pop-up window, but we want some subplotting or a zoom in zoom out features. Okay, but we can do in this cv2.im show. It's somewhat hectic process. So we have a matplotlib. It is a great tool or library for plotting the different plots or images. Okay, so now I will move on to the matplotlib. It having subplot functions. I hope everyone knows that. Okay, subplot feature of matplotlib, and here I have subplotting three images. In this matplotlib, it doesn't convert that BGR image into the RGB. It shows the pure BGR format. That's why we need to convert that BGR into the RGB. Okay, and then RGB image will show here. Do not directly pass here the BGR image, otherwise it got disrupts, somewhat errors. It only understands the RGB, gray and HSV, and when you plotting the gray image, it doesn't understand the it is a gray image. You need to pass a one argument here. You having only single channel. Okay, so let's see that. See, I am plotting three images into the this subplot feature. You can also zoom it with this. I hope everyone can see. Okay, you can see when I move my arrow in this HSV image, you can see at the top, see here the 250y, which is a value, and the second argument is a saturation, and first argument is a hue. Okay, everyone try at the end. Just let me know, or if anyone want to show their work, they can present. Anyone?
I guess someone is asking about the code in the chat.
Okay, let me. We have mailed that code. I think you got that. Just a minute, I'll share that again. No problem. Yeah, open this repository and download the zip file. Okay. Can anyone confirm that you have tried at your end, Krutarth or anyone? this is a hands-on thing, okay? If you try at your end, you will get better understanding. Let's see the variable explorer. That's why using the spider. You see the BGR image.
Kruta, sorry for the interrupt. Hello, am I audible?
Ha ha.
Sorry for the interrupt, Kathan. What
Okay.
I'm saying is, uh, when you demonstrate the image or output of the code, can we do like that? We can ask audience or say attendees to show their share their screen and uh,
Yeah.
just run the program and do the changes, and we can observe and
Yeah.
demonstrate all,
Definitely.
so that all can be active in the workshop, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. If anyone wants to share their screen, yeah, you can come forward, guys. Krutarj, have you done that? Anyone who have registered for the hands-on? That's why we've done the registration, okay? Hands-on experience.
Yeah, actually, I am getting error.
Yeah,
Just
so
wait a minute. I'm just
hey, show me
figuring
that.
out.
I will show that. No problem. I am stopping my presentation. You can share.
Just a second, Bhaiya. I'm just.
Ha, no problem. See, if you got any errors, then don't hesitate. Just share. I will solve that. No problem. Okay. Just full screen the spider. Hmm. Uh, so you have not provided that format, which format you are .jpg, .png. Which is
Okay.
the image you are showing? Just show me that.
Okay.
And then again slash it, slash, backslash, and then one dot .jpg, not backward.
APEJ.
Yeah, at the backward slash, I guess.
G. It is G. JPEG.
Yeah, jpeg.
JP.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Run it. Hmm.
I'm getting error here.
Okay, it doesn't read that image. Okay, then do that. Then double slash it in whole address. When you use the slash, double slash, again type that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Every place. Uh,
replace the double slash with single slash. Krutart. Everywhere where it is a single slash, just replace it with a double slash.
Okay.
Yeah. You can see at the bottom, you can see that image. Okay, not responding. Why? I think the
This might be the outcome of the previous run.
okay.
Just wait for it.
Mhm. Close this hole. Sometime it happens. Because of the pixel form is very bigger, I guess. That's why it's happening. I suggest you
Okay.
do on that the provided image in the GitHub folder. It's a small image. Restart the kernel and then do.
Sorry, Bhaiya, can you please repeat?
I am telling that which image available in the GitHub folder. You open
Okay.
that. Open that. हाँ. Okay. Open it. The images and just open CV. Open CV. Any image you want to take, you can take. Open CV image. Okay. Just copy that address. And
Is it okay now?
opencv.png. Let's write that. O capital. Here. I think CV is capital C at the end. CV is capital.
Just let me.
Just do that.
CV. Yeah.
हाँ,
O
okay.
is for.
Okay, no problem. Now run the code. And then double slash it.
Yeah.
Windows has this issue.
I think I should give backward slash, right?
You have not included C at the starting of address. C drive. See that?
Okay.
Copy the whole address is not available.
But
Not from here, Krutart. Just copy it from the above.
yeah.
Means you can see this PC desktop downloads.
So,
Okay. Why it's not happening? Okay, cv2.im show. Just a minute. cv2.im.
Krutart, try another method. Just go above your file path, see username Krutart Purohit spider.py3.
Yeah.
Yes, you can see a folder there on the right hand side. Right hand side. Change
Uh,
that folder.
I-
Just click it and go to the image folder. Any image, any image. Just
uh, I have posted two commands
the
to that to copy.
This was the folder where I just pasted the image.
no. Where have you downloaded the zip folder? Zip folder from the GitHub.
Okay, zip folder. Yeah, this, it was here in downloads.
This PC, check
It
that
should
this PC.
show you.
The downloads
Sorry, Bhaiya?
in this PC and that folder downloads. No, don't know.
It should show you the folder if you have downloaded here.
Another alternative is that I have provided two lines. Just copy that in that meet.
Okay.
Hmm.
Where I have to copy paste this?
हाँ at the end cv2.im show છે ને નીચે.
Just a second.
Hmm.
In line number?
Just close this. I can see that. The line number 31 after 31. Okay, then run.
Okay.
Is it visible? Okay. See, that's
Yeah.
in some machines they don't support this, and some machine they support this. Basically, it for the displaying purpose. How much time you want to display. In previous, you displayed at the millisecond time. That's why you didn't see that images. Okay.
Okay.
That-
So we wrote this code to increase our time, right?
The zero means it has a zero delay. Okay, the zero delay means until you pressed any key or the cross button, that time it show the image, infinite loop
Oh.
like that.
Okay.
Uh, in Windows machine,
Thank you, Bhai.
you need to do this two lines. Okay.
Right, right.
Okay. Then we move on to next one. Thanks for sharing, Ruta. You can. Okay. Thank you. Now we'll move on to the next. I hope everyone can see my screen. Just confirm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, basically.
So we see the demonstration of RGB, HSV and the grayscale image. Now we move on to the thresholding. This thresholding terms, it basically used for the convert the grayscale image into the binary formation. We know the grayscale is already a single channel, but it having a 0 to 255 means 256 value. We don't need every single value of pixel. Okay, that's why we are converting this image into the binary formation. If a pixel has some value and it less than some the threshold value, it converts into the black or white, whatever you want. You can see the coins in input image. You can see several of coins, and the converting this image into the threshold, you can see the white circle. Okay, so it basically help us into the feature detection, or you can also measure the perimeter of this coin. You can also measure the center of this coin. Okay, this is the application. Let's first see that how it works. Okay. open this thresholding.py. This part already you have done, converting image into the BGR, RGB and gray. The new line is here, threshold equals to, this is the variable name, cv2.threshold. It converts the gray image, single channel image, into the binary image. So let's see that. You can see I have there is a one image, this is sketch, okay, with drawn in a pencil. Then I want to just see its border of this image. You can see the image converted into the binary formation. This is similar to the when you scan a PDF for your exam, okay, then there is an option, you just like that, the thresholding or a grayscale. I think everyone knows that, okay. Can respond anyone?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see that how it works. So for plotting I have used this matplotlib, okay, you can also use that at your end. And this is a new thing also, this is only single line. How it works, let's see that. First, what we need to do for thresholding, we need to convert this RGB image into the grayscale for a single scale, okay, for converting into the binary. Then we convert into the threshold. In this OpenCV library, there is a different features of thresholding, like you convert into the binary formation, okay, and inversion of binary, truncation to 0. There is several of features available, but we'll focus on to this cv2.thresh binary, okay. Let's see that how it works, this algorithm. First, it takes the grayscale pixel, single channel pixel, this pixel having a 0 to 255 value, okay. Then it check the threshold value. We pass this threshold value, okay, like 0, 255, 150, anything you want, anything based on your application. Then it compares this pixel value with this threshold image. If the pixel value is less than the threshold, then it assigns the 0, otherwise it is assigned to 1. And what is the 0 means? It represents the black color, okay, means nothing, it full darkness, and otherwise it represent a 1. So the whole image converted into the binary formation, 0 1 0 1 each pixel. You can see the original image here. If you apply the 50% of threshold, like here, you can see the left hand side, the all pixel will be black out, and the right hand side all pixel will be the white. It is just a if else condition, nothing more than that. And let's see how it stored image. You can see the variable explorer. Just a minute, I run that image again. Okay, so you can see at the threshold I have provided the 150 value. Means what it does, it checks each pixel. If it's less than the 150, then it assigned to the 255, means the 1, okay, otherwise it goes to 0. You need to do only the maximum part here, define. Let's see the threshold value. You can see the whole image converted into this 0101 format. Everyone can see, right? You see 1 at the end. You see the 255 means 1. Okay, in grayscale what we have different values in between 0 to 50. That is 120, 171. Okay, we don't want every value in this whole image, we just want 0 or 1. Okay, so these basically help us to find different features available in the image. Try at your end, and you can change this value. Okay, let's change this value to 5. See now, see it doesn't represent any thresholding here. Why? Because every pixel has a greater than the uh, greater than the threshold value. It doesn't have any value to less than 5 that we have right here. This, if I change this value 5 to 50 like that, it shows somewhat value. See, this corner part is showing here. Okay, in previous it doesn't show that. Now increase the thresholding 100. See, the some part will be displayed. Okay, some pixel also the greater than 100, that's why it doesn't we can see. Okay, so you try at your end with varying this thresholding range. Try at your end, guys. If anyone want to present a screen, yeah, you are welcome. Are you guys trying at your end? Just let me know. Krutarth, Kartavya, Harshil, anyone?
Yes, bhaiya.
Okay. Rahul, Rikin. Okay. Devrat, if you face any error, just let me know. Okay.
Bhaiya, how to open the image in the tab? Like I am getting the output in the terminal of the spider.
Ha. Just you need to remove the inline plotting. From just a minute, I'll show that. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
So you need to here you can see the plot. Okay, so remove the inline plotting available here. I think I don't have that. You can see here at your end. I hope.
Yes, bhaiya. I can.
The unclick it. Inline plotting. Yeah, you guys don't have any error? Bhavina, Bhumika, Devrat, anyone? You got output?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I know this is a Sunday. You might wondering why this happened. Anyone want to ask how this work? Again? Okay, I hope you done at your end. Now next move on the next part, color masking. So now here you know the importance of HSV color space. Okay, color masking is basically done for the tracking purpose of any color. You can see at the original frame the blue color is available. Okay, the blue object. I want to see only the blue color. I want to tell computer see only the this blue color in the image. Okay, so we need to mask this image from the HSV space, and then we multiply both this masking image and original image, then we can get this. How? I will tell you that. Let's see first its demonstration. Now you open this color masking cube. Okay, this Python file. It is somewhat different than previous one. First we run that image, the code. You can see the I have this cube image. Okay, 3x3 cube in a color space. Then I want to see only the red part over it. How can I do this? Using converting into the HSV format. Okay, then we mask this image, and then we can get only this red color out of it. Also we'll see other colors. Okay, how it works, let's see. So you are reading the image in the BGR format, then we are converting this image into the HSV format. See here, you know how to convert the image using cv2.cvt color. Then we need to specify some sensitivity matrix or array matrix. Consider that. So how much range you want to extract from the HSV color space. Like if you want the red color from the image, you can how you can find the HSV value of red color using this in your Python IPython console. Like you want to read, and I am declaring one array u int 8. Okay, then 3D matrix in BGR format. Where the red color comes, can anyone tell? BGR. Hello, can anyone tell?
0, 0, 250.
Yeah, exactly. 0, 0, 250. So now we are creating the one array for the red color BGR. Okay, you can see the array is created in 8-bit format. Now we convert this array into the HSV form. We can know what the value of HSV. Then we use RHSV as a variable, and we know that how to convert the red BGR into the HSV. CVT color, then you pass this red, then use cv2.color BGR to HSV. Okay, so this will convert your BGR value into HSV. So let's see what is the value of that. You can see first value is a hue H, second one is saturation 255, and the third one is a value darkness and brightness. So this in OpenCV they have suggested that when you find the HSV range of particular color, we have find this red for 0 to 55, 55. You define a sensitivity matrix with a plus or minus 10. It's just for a, we don't actually have this specific value in our HSV formation. That's why we are making one range, specified range. In between, if anyone having this range, or we extract that data and store in another matrix. Okay, they have defined the H minus 10 and H plus 10. H means hue value, the pure value, color value. Okay, it's a bounding process, you can see. That's why we have done the 0 minus 10 means minus 10 and 0 plus 10 means 10, and this value is constant. Okay, the lower sensitivity matrix and the higher sensitivity matrix. Then we are making the one mask. You have heard this word mask. What it means? In the masking is basically the removing noise, removing unnecessary things from the object or a image. Okay, so cv2.inRange, what it does, it basically extract the HSV pixels into this range, lower and upper range, which we have find. Okay, give it to the lower range, lower rate and upper rate variable, and you can get this mask here. This mask also in the HSV formation. Okay, see this variable and HSV after mask. You can see the three channel. It is not a BGR, it is not a RGB, it is a HSV formation. Okay, and then what we have done, we will do this masking operation for extracting the HSV image and then convert into the will multiply bitwise AND operation with the original image. We have original image, this RGB. Okay, and then we'll multiply this mask read using this cv2.bitwise AND. It does the bitwise AND operation with the whole image. So let's see that. You can know, you can refer here. I have passed only the single channel, that's why it shows the white color. Okay, you can also see at your end different color, the HSV space. If you want to see that, just remove this gray variable and then you can see you can see it is not a red color, it is a hue value HSV format, that's why it shows them different. Okay, but I want to show in a single channel, that's why I use the gray argument. That's how you can extract the color, any color you want. We have a cube, and also I have other image. Just a minute. I will pass that OpenCV cv.png. Now we can extract the only red color out of it. See that, you can see we have this RGB image, we created a mask and then we bitwise multiply AND operation with the original image and only the extraction of this color red. Can anyone respond? You guys understand or not? Anyone?
Yes, understand.
Okay, great, thanks. If you want to extract the green color, you can. If you want to extract the blue color, you can. You can extract any color you want. Okay, I am just demonstrating here for a red color. You can change this hue value here and you are good to go to find any color you want. This is the block diagram which I have explained you. First you need the RGB image, then convert down to the HSV, then find the range of particular color, which color you want to see. Okay, like green, blue, yellow, any color you want. Then find the mask and then multiply that mask with original image, bitwise AND operation, and you get the RGB image of that color. It is you can see the green image. We need to pass these 60 values. So for sensitivity matrix, for lower green value, 50, 100, 100, and the upper green value 60 plus 7, 60 plus 10 means 70, 255, 255. Got it, guys? Uh, that's how you can define the sensitivity matrix for any color you want. I hope everyone do at your end. Anyone want to tell anything or share your screen? Yeah, I am stopping my screen. You can share if you want. Harshil, Rahul, Deep, anyone? Anyone wants to share anything, guys? I'm waiting. Yeah, Rikin, can you present your screen if you done that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is it visible?
Yeah, it's coming. Just yeah, thank you. Run this. Okay, good. And if you want to extract the blue color, what will you do? Can you tell?
I think we need to change this 10 to 120.
Yeah, do this. First, find the HSV range. Okay, you know that. That's okay. But you didn't change that lower range.
Oh yes, sorry.
Hmm.
This now or this two
नहीं नहीं,
pixels, right?
only H value. This saturation and value is constant. नहीं नहीं, it's constant. 255. Just change in a first index. -10 -10 છે ને એને ડિલીટ કર અને એની જગ્યાએ લોઅર રેન્જ નાખો.
શું કરું 120?
હા, no not 120, lower range.
-10 ની બદલે શું મૂકવાનું છે?
બ્લ્યુની રેન્જ 120 છે તો 120 -10 means 110. Put it 110.
હા.
And at the 120 write 130. No, don't run it. It's okay, you do. And yeah,
Got it.
it's just for the sensitive matrix. If you define somewhat of +5 -5, it's okay, but it based on your application. It's good to have plus or 10 or -10. Okay, no problem, man.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Yeah, guys, anyone wants to present? Rahul, Shloka, Devrat, Bhumika, anyone? Am I audible, guys?
Yes.
Rahul, you want to present?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, thank you. Okay, then we'll move on to the next part. the contour, the most attracting the feature of this OpenCV. So this contour is basically the perimeter or a border area of any object. You can see the in the image there is a plenty several of cards available, playing cards. Okay.
Hello, Katan.
Ha. Please.
I think you forgot to share the screen. I think.
Okay, sorry. Just a minute. Sorry for that, guys. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So you can see now we move on to the contours detection, which basically similar to the color extraction. Okay, use a combination of color extraction and the contours. You can do many application you want. Okay, this contour is basically the perimeter of object or a border of the object. You can see the cards lying on the ground, and you want to take only the perimeter of it, border in general sense. So you can do with this contour feature. Let's see that demonstration first, then we move on to the theory part. You open this border enhancing underscore 1.py. This part is similar to the which we have done previously, reading the image, converting into the threshold. Now we move on to the finding the contours. You can see this line. Okay, this line finds the all contours available in the image. For that you need to pass threshold image and this arguments. I'll explain you in this theory part. Okay, let's see the demonstration first. Why it's stuck? Okay, you can see this is the hand drawn image of mine. Shinchan, you know that the cartoon. I want to just extract this border out of it. How can I do this? Using a hand, you can do this in real life. But what I want to in this image processing, I can do the using the contour feature. You can see I have find the contours and then again I replot it using this cv2 dot draw contour function. It is available here. Okay, this contour cv2 dot find contour, it finds the contour and stored in a matrix form. Just a minute, I run that again before I show you that. Then see this variable explorer, this contours, you can see guys, contours, it stored each contours in a matrix form. Okay, you can see here there is a plenty of contours detected with using this function. So now you have a contour, but you want to see which contour is detected or find by this function. So for that you need to plot that using this cv2 dot draw contours and pass that each contour with this cnt. You can also write here the contour index, like you want to display first contour, so you write here the 1. If you want to display the second one, you write as 2. You can pass any index you want in the range of a list 4436. Okay, and if you want to display the each contour, all contour available in the list 4436, so you can pass -1 here, but I want okay. And if you want to plot some specified contours, like if I want to measure a area of particular contour, then I will use this function cv2.contour area. It basically finds the area of that detected contour, and I'm compare with this range. This range is basically just for a testing purpose. You can set any value you want. Okay, there is nothing rule behind it based on your application. So only the area, only the contour which area has a greater than 50, that contour I want to present on my original image. So if I run this code, I only get this greater than 50 area contours. Let's I've increased the contour area near to 10. If any contour having greater than 10 area, it will present on the screen. Let's see that. See, the useless or unnecessary contours also detected. See, this is not a contour, just it detecting in that. So we are extracting out the contours. Okay, add with particular application, it this area, or you can also apply different blurring function like Gaussian blur, corner operators, which we are not covering here. It's some advanced topic. So this is basically the plotting of contour. Okay, so let's move on the theory, how it detects the contour. See, this functions is basically called as the APIs. So at the back end, it applies some algorithm for finding the contour. At the front end, we are using these functions like cv2.findContours. Okay, we need to pass compulsory the threshold image here. Okay, if a threshold image is good enough to extract the features with some good threshold value, okay, then you can pass here. And the second argument is basically for the hierarchical purpose, like you want to only detect the outer contours available in the image, so you pass the different argument here, but we want all contours available in the image, so you pass this cv2.retr tree. It basically returns the tree of a contour. We are not used in our code, but it's just for a kind of information. Okay, and the third argument, let's see that how it works. Just I hope everyone can see this slide. Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
we can see.
Okay. So there is a two argument available in a third, two options available in third argument. One is a cv2.chain approx none, and second is a chain approx simple. So what it means, you can see the none basically finds the each points in the contour. Like if it having a square, then it finds the each pixel which making the square. Okay, all boundary points it will find. And if we use simple at this end, it will only give the end points from the boundary. If we are detecting the square, you only need the 4 points for it. Okay, so it will basically do the remove the redundancy if there is any. Okay, so how this can be helpful in our situation? In our code, we can see actually the uh, usage of these two options, because it uses the computation power. Okay, when you run the code, it uses the microprocessor for computation of this. And if you use this none at the high level processing, like if you have any robot or if you have any closed loop system, when you are detecting any colors or when you are finding the contours, there are tons of images available, okay, thousands of 10,000s of image, and it's processing in a very short time. So for that you want only the boundary points, you want only the less data which you can work with, okay. So this will also remove the computation power in that end, but here you can't observe the how computation power is decreased, okay, just for your information. I have observed that, that's why it helps in computer vision techniques. So you found all contours in the image, okay. Now how we can know which contours the found? We can't read this uh, can anyone interpret like what it represents 0 to 65, 7 to 64? We can't, okay, we are humans, we can't understand this arrays form because the pixels are very much complex in nature, okay. For that we need to plot that contours using this cv2.draw contour. How it works, let's see that. You can see the first argument you need to pass the source image, in which image you want to plot the contours, okay. So I want to plot my contours in the original image, source image, we call it as a source image. And again, and second argument is basically to pass which contour you want to plot, okay. Contours list, as I would tell you that -1 for all, and you can also pass the index, or you can also make a one loop for that, similar to which I have done in the code, you can see at your end. And the third argument, sorry for that, just I missed something. The contour list here you pass, and the contour index you need to give here, sorry for that. And 1 2 3 fourth argument is basically tells in which color format you want to present the contour, the color basically. You can put any color you want, like if you want only the green color, the RGB format, R means 0, G is 255, so we can see only the green color here, okay. And what the thickness of contour you can pass here, 0 1 0 for you just default way of plotting this, okay. I think sometime it doesn't work, 1 is working, 1 2 3 you can pass anything, just the thickness, okay. Let's see the demonstration. If I have make here the RGB and G and B, if it makes, it will make a blue color, okay, you know that. Let's do only the red color, and then I run it, program this. See, it gives us the red contours, means plotting of red color. You can do any color you want, like I want to do only the black color, and I am here changing the area range, okay. Let's see, sorry, it 255 means white, sorry for that. It made of a this contour is plotting using this color white. You can change any color you want, okay, at your end. And this 2 is basically thickness. If I, let's move on to the